Hello, I'm Reverend Michael Mugford, and I'm part of the ministry at Cole Harbour Woodside United Church. Over the years, I've found myself on a path that has led me toward a progressive or emerging expression of Christianity. And what I mean by that is that as I've lived and grown in the world and in my spiritual journey, I found the more traditional ways of expressing my faith have been less satisfying than they used to be. And so I've gone back to the simplicity of Jesus' gospel: love of God, love of neighbor, love of self. And I've noted that sometimes those get overly complicated by our experiences in life, and I've tried to figure out ways that will help me to trust the simplicity of Jesus' call. And quite a while ago, I found the writings of Jim Burklow, who is a progressive pastor in the United Church of Christ in the United States. And in one of his essays, Burklow puts forward 4 ways in which God's awe, A-W-E, guides and inspires us as people of faith to live as the faithful people we are. I recently rediscovered them in a file folder on my computer, and I want to share them with you today. The first one is awe for freedom, and Burklow writes, God's awesome love enables you to choose your life's path for yourself. Through prayerful communion with God and in soulful service to others, trust that you will find the meaning and purpose for your existence. Now, relationships hold deep meaning for all of us, and for me just as well. And this has drawn me deeply into an understanding of a relationship with the divine, with God. I find in the teachings and the life of Jesus a call to freedom that Burklow talks about. I don't find Jesus' words and actions to be condemning, but rather they are freeing and liberating and uplifting for me. The second is awe for divinity. And again, Burklow writes, You are born in the awesome image of God, who is love. Your failings are merely reminders to return to your own divine nature, which, like for all people, we sometimes forget. How awesome is that? To know that you and I each bear the image of the divine within us. It's imprinted on our DNA, and there is nothing that can take that away from us. We might not always keep that at the forefront of our mind, but it's there nonetheless. And so we are a part of that awesomeness of the divinity in the universe. And then there's the awe for the journey. There are many paths, Burklow writes, that can help you remember your divine nature, and following Jesus Christ is one of them. The path of Jesus can be hard. It's not easy to love your enemies, as Jesus did, but it is an awesome challenge that is supremely worth your life. I like that saying that says, life is a journey, not a destination. Our lives' journeys take us to places both beautiful and frightening. We experience the highest heights and the deepest valleys, and yet we can rely on the people around us to support us and guide us and give us strength. And I like that Burklow reminds me that my life and yours are so amazing that they are worthy to have an awe-filled path that we can travel with other awe-filled people. And finally, awe for growth. Burklow writes, both individually and collectively, God calls us to ever more awesome expressions of compassion and spiritual awareness. Now, life's paths aren't easy. We have challenges, especially in this last year of global pandemic. And Jesus challenges us as well. Jesus challenges us to love our enemies, to forgive one another, to be careful about casting the first stone. But what in life is worth doing if it doesn't challenge us, if it doesn't help us to grow, if it doesn't help us to mature as beings? We need to take the time to reflect and to be aware of our own growth and be thankful for it. Because in that growth, there is new ways of experiencing and understanding God in our midst. This isn't meant to be a recipe for success kind of essay, I don't think. Jim Berklow doesn't seem to be that sort of writer for me. It's a pause and a tool that might allow us, allow you, allow me to hear, to know, and to trust in the love that is in the world and in us, that has its source in the divine within creation. In this way, we are all a part of the very being that is the ground of all being, God. Just some thoughts. Peace.